Hi, everybody. I'm Jeffrey Vizcaino, your director of social media here at Playbill, on board the FringeShip in Edinburgh, Scotland, and I'm here with the one, the only, Rob Madge. Rob, how are you?
I'm not too bad. Are you all right?
I'm doing very, very well. I am so excited that you are here with us today. I know you're doing a little preview for the FringeShip this morning. It is very early here, y'all, so very appreciative of you being here. Rob, you have once again brought your show, My Son's a Queer, back to Edinburgh Fringe. Tell me, why did you decide to bring the show once again back to the Fringe?
Well, it's almost like a homecoming for me. It's like taking it back to its roots, and I love the Fringe Festival so much. There's so many shows. I think there's about 4,000 shows this year. So there's all types of walks of life here that all are in love with theatre. And to do a show that celebrates the theatre community in somewhere that doesn't get more theatre community than the Fringe, I don't think.
Absolutely. I mean, let's talk about your show. I know, unfortunately, it didn't work out for Broadway, but we're still trying to get you back to New York.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of seeing your show, and I have to tell you, it is one of the most special theatrical experiences I truly have ever had. And I know, there's so many here at Playbill who want to help fight to get you back over to the States. But tell me, let's talk about the creation of the show. How did it start for you? And where did it begin? Where did the nugget of the show begin?
I'd say it started during 2020 when I was forced against my will to live back at my parents' home, the family home at the age of, I think I was 24, 25. Gosh, that was a time. But I realised that my parents still had this whole collection of VHS tapes of when I used to put on these big, ridiculous shows in my living room. So I started watching them and I found them quite funny, so I'd share them to TikTok and Twitter. And then people would say things that, A, it would make them laugh, but B, a little bit deeper in the sense that people would say, gosh, you are very blessed to have the support network that you had, because a lot of flamboyant children are not as blessed. So I wanted to do a show that paid tribute to the supportive families and allies of the queer community.
And so, for those of us, for those at home watching, tell us, so you brought this to Edinburgh for the first time. When was that?
2022.
And how was that the first time? Was that still early in the process when you brought it here?
Well, the first time we did it was in 2021, and then we had a year off. I went on to do another show, and then the opportunity arose to do Edinburgh. I thought I'd close the chapter on the show. I was like, do a nice little run off West End, and then do something else. But then Edinburgh popped up, and to be honest, I can't imagine never having done Edinburgh, because that's where it sort of took off, really, and really garnered a good audience, yeah.
And what is it about the Fringe specifically that you just enjoy? Obviously, the show, I'm sure you have such a kinship with that as well. But as the festival as a whole, what is it that you love about Edinburgh Fringe so much?
I think first and foremost, it feels very safe, which is kind of rare these days. I feel like we've been living in a little Edinburgh bubble this past month, because the rest of the UK seems to be going down the drain. So it feels very safe. It feels like you're with like-minded people. It feels like you can walk down the street wearing whatever you want, giving whatever flyer to whoever passes by. I'm so sorry to whoever I flyered in my big yellow bell dress. But it just feels warm and welcoming, and I feel like I can be myself here.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
After you were done here with this run in Edinburgh, what are you hoping? What is the next steps for you with the show? Because when I tell you, I truly believe that the world deserves to see this show. Tell me, what are your hopes? What are you wanting to do with the show?
You're ever so kind, thank you. Playbill have been the best to me. I want to thank everyone at Playbill. I love you all very dearly. I'm on a tour with the show at the minute, so we have one more week after Edinburgh. We go to Manchester, and then we finish the tour, and then we'll see what 2025 brings. You know, like you say, we're still working very hard on the New York of it all, but yes, there are lots of conversations happening, so it's definitely not the end. I'm sorry to say to anyone who's sick of it, but we're still working hard.
I love that. I mean, I will tell y'all that there are so many parts you can connect to with this, but what I truly love about your show is I'm not going to give anything away, but there's a part in it where there's a video that you show of your family and they gift you something. And truly, I get emotional when I've been telling people on the boat about this moment, is that it is such a beautiful moment to see a family who sees their kid. And I think for so many queer people, we just wanted to be seen by our people and not seen through their lens, but just authentically seen. And it's so beautiful that your whole show is just you being authentic and that showing your family seeing you authentically, and it's such a beautiful thing. Tell me, what have you had any, obviously I'm sure you get reactions from it before, but any of the different reactions or anything different this time around here at Fringe?
I think what's really come as a surprise with each time we do the show, we've done it about 3 years now, is how the audience seems to sort of diversify in and of itself. Because I wrote it for theatre kids, the queer community, and they are the people that came first. And then they bring the parents and the grandparents. And it's conversations with fathers after the show who, let's be real, probably would not have been seen dead at a show called My Sons Are Queer, and they've been dragged there by their family, and they're going, oh God, what am I going to see? And I think their prejudices are challenged a little during the hour, and then I have really great conversations with them. And I think if you're not, I don't want to ever be preaching to the choir. There's no point. I think theatre can be the cleverest and most subtle form of activism, and it should never be underestimated, the power of a simple hour in a theatre watching a show, but ideally it's opening people's minds. And it's been fun to experience a bit of that.
Yeah, and for our audience as well, it is a musical. You sing and perform in this. Tell me, I know you obviously wrote this, but did you work with others on creating the music for the show? How did that come about?
Pippa Cleary is my composer and co-lyricist, and she's a bit of a genius. She's done brilliant things before, and we're writing a new show together. I'm not allowed to say what it is, but she's a close collaborator of mine now, and she just gets me.
All right, so you told us about your show, but next for you were doing Buyer and Seller. Tell us about that.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to play a role that isn't myself. Yeah, it's such a brilliant play. Yes. When the opportunity was presented my way, I grabbed it. So yeah, we go into rehearsals for that in about 3 weeks' time. So I'm learning Buyer and Seller in the daytime, performing My Sons Are Queer on the evening. So my brain is fried, but I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it.
And when is the run for that?
It's in September through to October, and we're doing the King's Head Theatre in London, and we're doing the Plymouth Drum Theatre. Theatre of Plymouth, yeah.
I love that. Well, definitely if you guys are in London, go see that. I've been asking, as our last question, I've been asking everyone that I've interviewed with, you have been to the Fringe many times, you such amazing stories you tell, but right now, in this moment, what era are you currently in, Rob Madge?
What era?
Yes.
I'm in my Fringe exhaustion, but still showing up with a smile on my face era.
I love that one. I've been getting a lot of brat era, so I appreciate that a lot.
Sorry, I'll always give you the full transparency. I'll always be honest.
Rob, thank you so much for sitting with us today and talking. Again, if you have the opportunity to see the show, please go see Rob's show. It is truly amazing. We love you at Playbill so much and cannot wait to see what is next for you. Thank you so much, Rob.
Thank you. Love you all.
Bye, y'all.